Hi guys, my first video in a while because I haven't really had anything to talk to you about or show you, but I've just bought a new planner and I wanted to show you it to give you my first impressions, and then I can show you it after a couple of months when I've been using it and then give you a bit of a review. So I'm sorry if it's wobbly cam. I'm sitting here on the sofa. We got the dogs. There's Daisy. There's Jasper and Rosie in the window. Ruby is elsewhere in the house. She might come along and then I'll show you her as well. So this planner is from So Typical Me, and I'm going to talk to you about why I've chosen to buy this type of planner, but I had heard of the Personal Planner company, which is very similar to So Typical Me, but they said that they were going to take a couple of weeks potentially to get it to me. And So Typical Me said it could maybe come in 1 week. And because I was buying it right at the end of August, I didn't want it to take 2 weeks to get to me, because then with it starting in September, I didn't want to waste 2 weeks of the planner. So I thought I'll go with So Typical Me, and I happened to find a 20% off discount code for them from someone else's YouTube video. So I'm going to post her video because the code lasts up until the end of September, so that you maybe watch her video and then get her discount code from her, because it's not my discount code to give out. I'll give it to you via her. I think her name's Amanda. So I will post the link to her video below. But So Typical Me is a planner company that makes customized planners. They print them for you specifically, and they are based in Sweden. And it came really quickly. I ordered it on Bank Holiday Monday, which was this Monday just gone. It's now Saturday and it's just arrived. So it had to be put through their system, printed. They printed it within less than 24 hours, then posted in Europe to UK post, and it got here in less than a week. I'm really pleased, really impressed. And I didn't have to pay any customs, because now with the UK not being in the EU anymore, we might have to pay customs on things, so I didn't have to pay. So that was fantastic. So I just wanted to show you this. I have already opened it, because if you've watched unboxing videos before, I'm sure you're aware that it's really hard to open things with one hand while holding your phone. And also I needed to cover up my phone number, which is on the first page. So I haven't really looked at it, so hopefully I'll be able to give you my first impressions. And now there's one more thing in here, because it came out when I had to bring the planner out. So we've got the actual planner, we've got some stickers, and we've got the ruler. I think I'll do the stickers and the ruler afterwards. So in the planner, which I chose the A5 version. Personal Planner do different sizes, but So Typical Me does A5 and A4, and I would always go for A5, so that's perfect for me. You can choose the cover, the colour of the ring binder thingy here, the colour of the elastic, the words that go on the front, and the back cover. And I can't remember if you can put words on the back cover, but that is what you can choose for the outside. I made up a planner on the Personal Planner website, and then I realised how long it would take to ship it to me. So I'd chosen a similar image on the Personal Planner website, and I was really pleased to find that here's Rosie. She wants to see it too. I was really pleased to find that So Typical Me had a very similar image, and I'm going to talk to you about why I chose this image later and why I chose these words. On the Personal Planner website, it didn't allow me to choose gold rings. I wasn't particularly that bothered about the colour of the rings, but I thought that when I went on the So Typical Me website, I don't think Personal Planner actually let me choose gold rings. I might be making that up. But anyway, just so happened that when I went on the So Typical Me website, I thought that the gold worked really well with this picture. And then I thought that the blue elastic worked really well with the sky blue that you can see poking out between the trees. And then I've got some beautiful blossom on the back. And this is a nice surprise actually, because I'd forgotten what I had ordered. Because I went on the website, made an order, then I think I tried to register or something, and my computer, I don't know what happened. I think that my computer lost the order, so I had to reorder. Not that I'd actually pressed buy, but I had gone through making it, and then it'd forgotten what I'd put through as my request. So I think I had looked at the picture that they've got of the Northern Lights. It's like maybe a mountainside and a silhouette of a tree, because obviously it's at night time, and then you got the Northern Lights across here. And I liked that image, but I thought I'd chosen that one very quickly at the end when I was deciding on the second version of the planner when I'd lost the first version. But I'm really pleased to see that it's actually the blossom that had gone through the order, which is perfect, because that was my first choice image for the back. Rosie is actually sitting here watching me playing with the planner, so that's nice. I think she may want to sleep on the blanket. She has recently learnt that she can sleep with you or sit with you on the sofa if she's got a blanket there. So I'm just adjusting the blanket so that she can lay on it, because if you are a cat owner, you probably know that you have to do everything that your cats desire, and if she wants to sleep on the blanket, then I have to enable her. Go on then, you're gonna get on. Gonna get on, Rosie. What about going under the blanket? Do you want to go under? Bye-byes? Oh no, she's got my lanyard off my phone. Look. And in the past couple of weeks, she has also worked out she's never been a lap cat. Her sister is much more going to be a lap cat when she's older. But Rosie has worked out that if your blanket is on your knees, she can lay on the blanket and get tickles. And that is that she's actually laying on your lap, but she doesn't think of it that way, because she's just laying on the blanket. But I'm like, oh my god, she's actually on my lap. And she's never done that before the last couple of weeks. So it's very special to me. And we had a lovely tickle last night. Yeah. Right, Rosie Pie, I need to use my hands, sweetie bum. I'm sorry. Oh, look, she's so sweet. She was such a good girl. Except for when she's biting her doggy sister on the neck, which is her latest thing. Okay. Which obviously we don't let her do, but sometimes we can't catch her. Depending on how long this video is, I might come back and do a separate short video about the choice of the cover image and the words and stuff. So let's go through the planner. So this cover is really nice, thick plastic. It's going to help protect it. It's a smooth, not... There's a scratch there. You can't see it through much, so I'm not that bothered. It's a nice smooth plastic there, but then I think they might call it orange peel effect on the plastic on the outside. I've obviously got the gorgeous gold rings, which I think go really well with the green, and then the sky blue elastic. The actual image is done on like a photo paper, but not a very shiny paper. It's sort of less shiny than a real photograph. And then together, there's no real shine to it. And it actually, the plastic cover does make this image a bit duller. So it's a bit brighter when you take it off. But it protects it, so that's good. Then we've got 2021 yearly overview there, and then I did have a tiny quick look when I was putting this sticky note on that you do have the 2022 one on this side. Then you've got this if found page. You've got 3 blank lines and they suggest what you can write there. I wrote if found please call or text, and then I put my mobile number, and then I put I would be so grateful. I don't want to put a monetary or a reward on there because if I might choose at that point if they do find it that I would give them that, but I didn't want to obligate myself to give somebody it because then it's kind of like they're holding it for ransom. I don't know. And then you've got a circle where you can choose an image to put symbolize you. I don't know if you can put an image of yourself, but then one of the suggestions they make is to put your star sign. So I'll put mine, which is Taurus. And they've got their logo, and also that this is responsibly sourced paper. And I don't know whether the personal planner brand is too, but certainly this brand is, which made me like the So Typical Me planner even more. And then we go straight into September. So I did choose to have the monthly grids on here. That's interesting. They've chosen the pink. I mean, I don't think I actually chose the pink design for the month, but maybe it remembered my old order. That's really odd because I had clicked on it to see what it would look like. That's really interesting that they've actually put the pink design on here. I'd chosen the plain design. It doesn't really matter. I was going to choose the plain design so that I could add my own colours to it, but I could still add some colour to the month here. It just so happens that it's now the pink design, which I'm not that concerned about. It's still very pretty and still plain enough for me. I don't really like over-the-top decorated planners because then I would struggle to actually see what I've written. But yeah, that's fine. So I chose to have the monthly pages, which then limits the number of note pages that they give you at the back. But I really do want the monthly pages, and they splice them in between the month's worth of weeks. So here's September, and then it would then go on to the October month, and then the October pages, etc. The good size squares, you've got a bit of room down the left margin here to write things on, which is great. I wish there was a bit more choice in layout. So for example, I would like a grid on these months, other than it just being blank. And I would like choice of maybe a dot grid or a grid for the list section here on the right, but I'm not that concerned. And then we go into the weeks. So the weeks you can choose various different formats. You can also choose to have a frame or not. And I did choose this, and the frame would be the same every week in the planner. So you have to make sure you choose an image that you like. I chose this one where it's a full image underneath, but you know, so you could choose it for the front cover, but you can obviously only see it as a frame on these weekly pages where it's got the sea. And then I can't remember what this black bit is here, but that's part of the image. You can see it on the website if you go on the So Typical Me website. And then you can choose what weekly layout you want. There were column, you know, so vertical days. There were, I think, weekly spread that covered the 2 pages. I chose 1 week on 1 page plus notes, which I have used in the past and do prefer. And I also chose a simple font. I didn't want the sort of handwritten font that they had because I didn't want to have something that was too decorative, and also I might get bored of it, and then it also might distract me from my own handwriting. I want to have the days written out in distinction from my own handwriting, whereas if you've got a handwriting font it might look too messy. I don't know. And then you can choose to have things like the moon cycle printed on here, bank holidays, your own personal appointments. If you log in, you can program it with your own personal things, so birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of thing. And maybe first of the month bills or whatever you like. And I chose not to have any of that because I can write them in myself. And then on this right hand side, the thing about all of the weeks is that it tells you how much space you'll have for the modules. And the modules they mean are these sort of squares of customizable areas in the weekly spread. So this is actually 6 different modules. I chose a blank module up the top here because I had this idea from one of the suggested modules, which was this decorative circle that I could write sort of keywords in for the week, but I don't necessarily want the same circle on every week, and that's what it would have chosen. So I've left a blank space for writing on or drawing on with my keywords for the week, and then I've actually got dot grids for the rest. But what is a little bit annoying is that they are distinct boxes. So you've got this huge gap here in between them, and I wanted just basically a whole page of dot grid, maybe with this blank space, not necessarily with it. And this is something I wish that So Typical Me would offer, in that you don't necessarily have to have 6 modules or however many modules are available. You could just have the rest of the space being dot grids or whatever you choose without gaps between them. Just the whole thing is covered in dots or whatever you choose, so that you can use it as you want rather than having to use them as 6 separate spaces. So I might just write over the blank bits rather than using them as 6 separate spaces. I don't know. And another thing that I would have preferred with the weekly spread is that the only kind of lines that they offer in the day spaces are actual lines. They've either got dot lines, so instead of one constant line, they have dots going across the page, but it's not a dot grid, it's just lines. And I would have preferred a dot grid or, a normal square grid. And they didn't offer that, so I just kept it blank. I think a personal planner has more choice, but I just kept it blank because then I can write as big or as small as I want, and I'm not limited by the lines. So then the rest of this planner is exactly the same. You've got more months and then you've got more weeks. And I'm going to go to the back. One of the things I enjoy about this planner is that it doesn't have a load of pages at the beginning, like conversion pages or international phone number codes or airport numbers or whatever it is that some planners have in them, which I think is a waste of paper. I never reference them. And then we've got all of the note pages that they allow you to have at the back. So you can have, I forgot to mention that on the monthly pages, you can choose different layouts. Let me see if I can find one. So I've got obviously a standard monthly grid, but you can choose to have in different configurations. Have a look at the website to see what they offer. And I'm wondering if they will maybe offer some more options in future, so that when I come to order again, I can maybe try something different. But then one of the things they offer is note pages or something at the end of the planner, and they offer various different sort of layouts or setups. I just chose dot grid so that I've got plenty of sort of writing space, but I have got plans for this in that I'm not actually going to write directly on them unless it's something that I refer to all the time. I'm actually going to just tip in or washi tape in some kind of collections from my bullet journal that I can then take out when they are no longer useful, and I'm not actually going to write much on these actual pages. I'm going to use them to stick those pages onto, and I'm going to do the same for the future weeks, so that if it's a year away, I don't need to use it. I'm just going to stick a collection over this like I have in my bullet journal, but stuck on with washi tape. I did forget to tell you that on the weekly pages they offer you to be able to have things like you can have a section to put to write the weather. You can put your what time you fell asleep and how many hours of sleep you have. You can have 8 glasses of water to colour in to indicate how much water you drank, that kind of thing. They've got loads of different customizable options, and I didn't choose any of them because I didn't want a year's worth of those on my planner when I might not be tracking what I'm how much I'm drinking in a month's time. I didn't want that on there, so I can draw that on if I want. But what I would say is I'm obviously not able to show you everything to do with the planner because there's loads of options and I didn't choose many of them at all. Have a look at the website. It's fun to play with. You don't have to actually buy anything. You can just play with it. And then at the back of the planner here, you've got this plastic pocket to put your stuff in, and then that's it. So I'll do another video when I've set it up and used it for a couple of months. Very quickly, the reason I chose the front cover picture is because I love nature and I wanted to feel like I was looking at nature and part of it, so sort of laying on the forest floor and looking up. The reason I chose the word manifest is because I want to manifest my goals, and hopefully seeing that every day will remind me. And the reason I chose Be Strong is because I have now got a personal trainer, so I can strengthen my muscles so that I can stop aching all the time, because I do. And then the reason I chose the back cover is because, like the word manifest, things have to start from somewhere. These blossoms are the beginning of, the new nature year. They're the start of these trees becoming leafy again in the spring. They enable other trees to be fertilized and baby trees to be born. And the reason I bought this planner rather than making my own planner, rather than using a bullet journal like I have been for the past, I think, 7 years that I've been making my own planner or buying printables and printing them myself, is if I have invested money into a planner, I might actually use it, whereas I've not been consistent with using a planner for a long time now. So that is the plan, that I'll have weekly pages that I have to fill in, or else I'll have massive gaps and then I'll feel bad, and so that I actually use it because I have spent money on this and now I need to not waste my money. So fingers crossed, in a couple of months when I actually show you this, I'll have filled it full of lovely things and then be able to show you that it's really working for me and talk to you about what I am doing with it. Thanks for watching. Bye.